Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be restoring this really cute little Gucci handbag. It has a leather trim with a canvas exterior. You can see it is so worn, you guys. Definitely pre-loved. The owner definitely got a lot of use, but so many scratches to the leather. On all four sides, especially to the handle and the piping on the bottom. Gonna give a little view of what everything looks like. Inside of all of my bags, I stuffed them with either tissue paper or bubble wrap just to keep the shape. Especially while I'm working, you guys, it just helps push out the fabric and expose any areas that need wear. The interior is really cute. It's like a deep green, matches the webbing on the pull tab as well. Here's what the top looks like with the trim. I'm not going to be able to really spot treat this one. I'm going to have to do all of the leather. The piping on the bottom also has some wear, some normal rubbing from use. Not a big deal. There's only one product that I'm going to really need to use for this whole project. I've never actually used dark brown acrylic leather paint. Usually I do dark brown edge coating, but because there's more than edges that need help on this bag, I'm going to go out of my comfort zone because leather conditioner and cleaner did not buff any of these scratches out, to be honest. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it all I've got, really. To be honest, while doing this in the video, I was super nervous. But because it is a project bag, I didn't have to invest a lot of money at all. So you kind of just have to go big or go home, I guess. Now this is going to be one of those trust the process kind of projects because obviously when it goes on it's a lighter shade of brown, but it does say dark brown. So I'm going to stay hopeful and just keep on keeping on. Can't stop now. So full commit at this point. I have to be honest, it is so satisfying to cover up all the scratches on this bag. Just feels really good. It is a little bit difficult to use a Q-tip for this. Some people like to use brushes. I just don't like to see brush marks or strokes on my bag. Not that there's an issue, you know, with restoring them by hand, but I just don't like to see that effect. So I feel that Q-tips create just more of like an ambiguous look of, hey, the leather looks a little bit cleaner and prettier now, if that makes sense. I didn't realize when getting into this project how time consuming it was going to actually be until doing it, but I'm so happy with how it's looking so far. That shine is really cute. Definitely have to make sure I get every single spot with the original leather. You can kind of already see a difference between before and after there on the handle versus what I'm currently working on. This part was really satisfying for me as well. You guys, I could just do this for hours. So I'm not going to be worried about getting any of it on the threading. If you are someone who is a little concerned about that, you can always take the clean side of the Q-tip and wipe some of it off. I, on the other hand, don't really mind too much. I'm always reshaping throughout the process. I feel like I definitely could have used a little bit more bubble wrap. It probably would have had more of a round pout to it, which would have been really cute and a lot easier to work with, of course. But hey, I full commit at this point and I'm not stopping now. So, getting the angles for this was really difficult just because the bag really is kind of a different shape to work with. The leather does wrap around the whole corner of the bag, creating like a cone shape, so it's not the easiest. And if this gets on the canvas, it's on the canvas and I can't go back. So definitely taking the time here. Had to trim a lot of video footage just because this ended up taking me a total of, it only took me 25 minutes. Realizing that, that's not that bad. But nobody wants to sit here for 25 minutes and watch me do this tedious work, so I trimmed it down a little bit. And I did get edge coating all over the hardware. So this is a moment where I go to panic and I grab just a towel, soap and water, very simple, nothing crazy, no cleaning products, please. And it should come right off. Let's see. And boom. Back to perfect. Now we know. So here I'm going to be finishing up the other side of the leather handle. It's a little bit of detail work in there. And let's see. Oh, I'm just going for it. All right, looks like we're going to be doing the top leather bits on top of this little handbag here. Because there was scratching all throughout, I decided to do every single bit of leather on this bag. That way some parts weren't newer and some parts weren't older looking. It was all new from start to finish. Here you're going to see me go over some of the threading, and then I will be using a clean part of my Q-tip to pick up some of the leather paint that gets on there, on the threads. That way it looks a little bit more clean and less like paint. I really, really don't like when it ends up looking like there's paint on the bag. Once again, trying to get these angles was the hardest part. Just the craziest shape in person. The acrylic paint was also making me nervous. I was worried about knocking it over, but for that tiny little hole in the canvas, I am going to be doing my bedazzling. I trimmed back the canvas frays, of course. And then I just glued down my rhinestone bits, and I love it. I think it just gives life to the bag. You can also add patches, of course. Whatever gives it a second chance. So as you can see, I'm starting to do the handle finally. The strap, it took so long to get to this point, and that's okay. But I am going to go ahead and do the sides and the top. I'm not going to worry about the bottom of the strap. But the bottom of the bag, I am going to detail a little bit of piping, and you can see for some reason that the video has sped up, so luckily there wasn't too much damage on the bottom, because the piping is honestly so difficult to work with when it's just set in a bag that has a pouch like that. But as you can see, everything looks so much better. When I touch it, everything comes, there's nothing that comes off, which I really love, because it's paint, right? And you don't want to have something that's going to transfer, and fortunately, she won't. Enjoy.